This is where things are going. Don't have the players in the game to try and cheat it. This is the way the game is played. It's all about the dollars.
Look at Bomani Jones. I mean, he's gobsmacked.
Rookie mistake, Bomani. Rookie mistake.
I'm still the champ.
Oh,
now put that
belt away.
Put that belt
That's going to do
away.
it, folks. We're on a 23-and-a-half-hour break. We'll see you tomorrow around the horn. Okay, I'm going back at Bomani again.
God.
Around the Horn is a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader.
Pardon the interruption, but I'm Mike Wilbon. Tony, the new season of American Idol, your show begins tonight. How excited are you on a scale from 1 to 10?
I'm Tony Kornheiser. I don't like to put a number on it. 10.
It's a makeover show.
Yeah.
Your boy,
No, he's gone.
your boy who I hate,
Right.
who I loathe, Simon Cowell is gone. I may watch
Well,
it.
Ellen is gone.
J-Lo
Cara
is in.
gone. J-Lo, Steven Tyler is in from
Yeah.
Aerosmith. Randy Yo Dog is back. Simon Cowell's the heart and soul of that show. It's going to be a different show.
You get a new viewer, me. I think I'm going to
show.
watch now.
That's great. That rating will really help out. You're on board. Welcome to PTI, boys and girls. In today's episode, Coach Cal curses, Tiger Woods tweets, and the Al Davis circus rolls on. But we begin today with Rex Ryan. In a recent radio interview, Antrell Roll and Kenny Phillips of the New York Giants appeared to compare their coach, the no-nonsense Tom Coughlin, unfavorably to the coach across the Meadowlands hallway, Rex Ryan. Roll said, quote, "Just let us have a little fun. He has to understand it's 2011, man. Things have changed," unquote. And Phillips added, quote, "I would love to play for a guy like Rex," unquote. Mike, could the loosey-goosey, player-friendly Rex Ryan be changing the model of what works for a head coach in the NFL?
No, not at all.
You sure?
A positive.
Right.
I mean, players coach, let's play for him now. He's winning. And a few years ago, like 20 of them, when Buddy Ryan went to Philadelphia, everybody wanted to play for Buddy until he didn't win and he got fired.
Yeah.
And this is the way things work in the NFL. Tony Dungy, everybody said a few years ago, oh, the new quieter coach, controlled, disciplined guy, that guy's coming in. Rex has to be the opposite of Tony Dungy. So, no, whoever's winning, that's in style.
I can go back just a few years to when Bill Parcells left the Cowboys. And the players said to him, man, it's great to have Wade Phillips here because he's a player's guy.
Players coach.
We really love to play for him. The most important thing, in fact, the only important thing, is winning. Yeah. So when Tom Coughlin wins the Super Bowl, everybody in the Giants shuts up and says, well, he got us. We won the Super Bowl, and he's a great coach. And he starts to lose, and they look across the hall, and now they want Rex Ryan.
Grass always green.
And if Rex Ryan was, and by the way, if it was so important to have Rex Ryan, how come Rob Ryan
isn't hired?
Isn't a head coach?
Because he's very likely to be just like or very much like Rex as a head coach.
Yes.
So, so those players, those Giants, don't have the benefit of some years as we do to see these things ebb and flow.
But if
now,
Rex
you can
Ryan
get a
wins
couple
a
of free
Super Bowl, more guys like him
might
in
get a
certain
chance.
specialized situations. Look, the Jets were a franchise that needed a loud guy because they're behind the Giants in all ways, and they needed some attention, and Rex Ryan is perfect for them. The Carolina Panthers may not go that way.
Probably won't
You
go
know what
that
I'm
way.
saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Absolutely. Al Davis got a little sidetracked yesterday while introducing his new head coach, Hugh Jackson. Al devoted more time to explaining why he fired Tom Cable than why he hired Jackson. In fact, Al went as far as to say that alleged incidents of domestic abuse against Cable, plus the punching out of an assistant coach, created turmoil. And the Cable had to pay for, get this, Tone, the wrath he brought on the Raider organization. Close quote.
Love that.
So, Tony, how should Coach Jackson now feel about stepping into this drama?
He should step into it carefully. You want to take the job because your head coach has only 32 jobs. But when you leave, you're going to leave badly most of the time.
With a bus rolling over
Here's what
you.
Al's going to do. You're going to go down, you're going to go down hot.
Yeah.
So if you write into your contract that there's a no recriminations clause, that if Al says something bad about me, I get $10 million, that's your best hope. I've said this about Cable a lot. If I saw him coming down my side of the street, I crossed to the other side of the street.
That's cool.
But he went 8-8. They had won 8 games since they were in the Super Bowl, and Al said it wasn't even progress.
Al is now saying that's not his goal.
No.
Look, Hugh Jackson, I got to know a little bit. He was coordinator in Washington like 7 or 8 years ago, early 2000s. And you could see he was one of those guys that people really liked. I mean, for what he knew, in addition to his personality, how he handled players. And now Al has recognized that, and that's great. And I'm glad he's getting this chance. But if he doesn't win, like getting to some championship games in a couple of years, he's going to get tossed.
He's trashed. The way Lane Kiffin was trashed, the way Tom Cable was trashed. Now, we should state, we love Al Davis. We root for Al Davis. He's in the Hall of Fame with justification.
You wonder
but
now.
This is what he doing lately when he gets rid of coaches.
Is not a good move.
He's pounding the coaches, pounding the coaches.
Seems to you that Hugh Jackson, seems to me, let me speak for myself, is a whole lot more qualified for this job than the last two Raider coaches.
Again,
the cable guy and your boy, Lane, I fail up Kiffin.
8-8 after they hadn't
They did a good job.
That's what
with Hugh Jackson leading the way.
Gil Mesh is 32 years old and apparently done with Major League Baseball. The Royals right-hander is owed $12.4 million for next season. But Mesh, who has battled shoulder problems the last few seasons, is walking away and leaving the money to Kansas City. He says, quote, "It's just the right thing to do. There's no settlement. The team has done enough for me," unquote. Wilbon, two questions. One, is Gil Mesh nuts? And two, would you do the same?
In reverse order, hell no. I would not leave $12.4 million on the table in this day and age. Is he nuts? I'm not going to say that at all. It depends. I don't know him to know his values. I do know from looking it up that he's made about $50 million in his career. So it's not like, he's going to be going, in the public assistance line. But $12.4 million, I mean, you look at your whole life and you're in your 30s and you're hoping to live 50 more years in the world we live in now. I mean, I don't know that you want to leave that money on the table, but that's his call. Yeah. So I'm not about to disparage him.
When I heard this story, my first thought was how laudable it was that he was going to just leave the money there, not take it under false pretenses. But if I sit here and I say how great it is and he should go to the Hall of Fame for that, then you come back and you say, well, do you think then that Albert Pujols shouldn't get fair market value? No, I think Albert Pujols should get fair market value. So this is an anomaly. This is an odd thing. If Gil Mesh is happy with this, we're happy for Gil Mesh.
More power to him.
But I've made decisions from money in my life, and some of them haven't worked out. Would I do it again? I would.
Most of us would.
Sure.
And he may regret this, he may not. Right?
Well, if he has saved 20% of what he's made, he's going to be fine. He's going to be fine.
All right, Tone. This next story is one of those that a lot of people are going to think is a big deal, and I think is no deal.
Well, then why should I even talk?
Well, because you got to listen to me. Coach John Calipari got so angry at freshman Terrence Jones last night, he summoned him to the sideline and called him a selfish blankety blank. Cal left Jones in the game, actually, but later tweeted an apology. Quote, "I got caught up in the emotion of the game, but that's no excuse." Close quote. One of those Kentucky basketball rags, I think it was Cat's Paws, got all upset. Tone, is there anything here that should be upsetting?
I noticed they blanked out what Cal said. And I know you sat with him in the Martin Luther King roundtable. Do you use that kind of language?
Not at Ebenezer.
Yeah,
no,
backstage.
No.
Here's the thing. This goes on every single day in every single sport.
Every practice?
All the time.
Every walkthrough?
Am I personally offended by it? No. If it was said to my kid, I'd be upset, but I would pretty much let it go, because that's the way it works. This young man is a freshman at Kentucky.
Who tweeted he had no problem with this.
But freshman at Kentucky, where are they going to be next year most of the time?
Probably in the pros.
Go to the NBA. What are they going to hear in the NBA?
Blankety blank.
This is the finishing course that Coach Cal gives to get you ready for the NBA. This kid has heard worse, and he's going to hear this
He's
again.
heard worse from the time he was 12. If you played AAU, and chances are overwhelming he did, he's heard this all the time.
And he's heard from people not as qualified as the guy he's got now.
That's right. And so Cal felt the need to apologize. I wouldn't apologize. My language is worse than that. I mean, in the interest of full disclosure. So people need to get a clue.
Young Matthew. What does young Matthew hear every day?
How long do I get till he's 8? 9?
6. Let's take a break. Coming up, Braylon Edwards joins us to discuss, easy for me to say, trash talk and backflips.
And later, how does the Golden Boy feel about this cover shot?
Ooh.
That's not the usual for him. Where's his hair?
Pardon the Interruption is presented by Captain Morgan Original Spiced Rum. Party responsibly. Captain's Orders.
Last week we had some smack talking between the Jets and the Patriots. This week the Jets are just full of praise for the Steelers. Let's see if we can change that, Wilbon. We welcome in Jets wide receiver Braylon Edwards in his bright green Jets sweatshirt. Where is the brashness, Braylon? Why are you guys being so respectful to the Steelers?
Oh, you guys want us to start trash talking again. You know what? I think maybe this is a different game for us. You know, it's a team that we really respect a lot. We want to go in there, and we know it's going to be hard playing up there. You know, last week was personal. So I think the emotions got the best of us, and people opened their mouths, and we just backed it up. This week, you know, we're going to take another approach and, you know, approach it like it's supposed to be approached, the AFC Championship game.
Let's go back to that Patriots game for a second, Braylon, because at the end of that game, we saw you doing that backflip, and you were letting all the emotion out, and some of the Patriots felt among others, that you guys were over-celebrating. What's your reaction to hearing that?
You know what? I know the guy you're talking about that made that comment. I actually got asked about that after the game, and you know, nobody said anything when Deion Branch caught a pass and, you know, darn near walked on our sideline, you know, talking stuff. I mean, it's just a part of the game. It's emotions that fly. I mean, if you don't want us to celebrate, then make the catch on 4th and 5, and we may not be in this position.
You caught a touchdown pass in that game from Mark Sanchez. People are always trying to figure out how good Sanchez is. You tell us, how good is Sanchez?
You know, he has the potential to be real good. I think what helps him now, you know, more than ever, is shoddy is easing him into the game. You know, we're starting off with the rhythm. Some quick throws, some slants, some hitches, dump offs to the running backs, you know, things of that nature just to get in a rhythm. And once he gets into a rhythm, then he starts making the deeper throws. He starts making the second and third reads. But for him, it's all about the initial part of the game. If we can ease him in, then he's always, you know, played well. I mean, if you look back to last year in the playoffs, this year in the playoffs, the last couple games of the season, when we ease him in, and he plays pretty well.
Braylon, you have been in your career a #1 receiver. You had 16 touchdown catches one season in Cleveland. What's it been like to share this whole thing now with Santonio Holmes?
It's actually been good. You know, it's a little different, you know, coming in last year and, you know, having the success the run game had, and now, you know, he and I both two number one wideouts, you know, just kind of splitting time and splitting the limelight. It's been a good thing, and I think I learned my lesson last year, just, you know, what it could be like. But at the end of the day, winning is all that really matters. You know, the 16 touchdowns, the Pro Bowl, you know, I sacrificed all that in a heartbeat to be where I'm at right now, which is, you know, one game from the Super Bowl. And everybody is sharing in the credit. I made my share of plays this year. Tone has made his share of plays since he's returned. And we're doing it together. The Flight Boys, and he and I, and J-Cole. I mean, it's been a very fun year. And, you know, it's taught me something, but I think I learned my lesson last year, so I was prepared for it this year.
You've had a lot of high points this season, which you just referred to, but there was one public low point, and you and I have talked about this. You were arrested in September on suspicion of a DUI. Talk about a little bit about what you've learned and how you've been able to get beyond that, because I know it was a tough stretch of time for you when it happened.
It definitely was a tough stretch of time, you know, coming here under what happened in Cleveland. You know, it was one of those situations where I really was nervous about the Jets' support. How was it going to be? You know, how was it going to be coming back here and just dealing with – I knew I was going to have to deal with the outside world. I mean, that's just football, sports, entertainment, but more so my team and how I was going to have to deal with them. What were they going to say, think about me? But the way in which they, you know, they wrapped their arm around me, especially Coach Ryan, the players, a couple players that were with me that night spoke on my behalf. So, I mean, this team has gotten me through this season. You know, this team has really embraced me and really given me the support I needed to play at the level that, you know, I, myself, and the team are playing at. So, you know, they made it as well as my family. My family's always been there for me. So with my family and this team, you know, as my family as well, I've been able to bounce back. And, you know, here we are sitting a couple days away from the AFC Championship because of it.
Given all that, if you win this game, you go to the Super Bowl. On a personal level, what would it mean to you to play in a Super Bowl?
Yeah, words really can't describe it. You know, just being put on the spot, it'd be tremendous because, you know, I started playing this game, you know, because my dad played. My dad played football, Houston Oilers, Detroit Lions, University of Michigan. So I've always loved the game because of my father growing up in that house. So, you know, to make it, you know, to the Super Bowl, you know, amongst everybody that said I couldn't do it, that I was a cancer, or, you know, I wasn't ever going to make it to college, you know, all the naysayers, you know, to go there and represent my family, my dad's last name. I mean, it's something that truly be special, and I'm really, really looking forward to doing it.
It is amazing, I have to say. Wilbon hates everyone from the University of Michigan except you.
It's playful, but I like Braylon. You know that.
I know, you like him. I know. Maize and blue, and you hate the maize and blue.
We'll talk about that
Thank
later.
you for joining us, Braylon.
Thank you, Braylon.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
We're taking a break. When we come back, Tiger Woods announces his first tour stop.
And we're going to ask Jay Cutler why so many people find him unlikable. Role play, next.
See, I like people from Michigan. I think it's a smart
It's a
school.
Midwestern thing. We can do this with each other. When Northwestern loses, you think Braylon doesn't give it to me? You think he doesn't give me the business?
Well, he should.
Well, he does.
Well,
so
he should.
don't bring that up.
Time to get filthy up in here with a little game of role play. Let's get it on, Mike. You give, I will receive.
Do we really want to get filthy? Is that necessary?
I just read what they
Cat's
write.
paws may rip us.
I'm an idiot.
Tony, you're Roger Goodell, Commissioner of the NFL. How you feeling about the championship matchups?
I am geeked up. I haven't even worn clothes since Sunday night.
Whoa, hey.
I had to pause to do something with a terrible towel, if you know what I mean. But here's why I feel great.
What?
I got the two cities with the largest population in the country that have football right now. I got Chicago and New York, right? I got three iconic franchises. I got the Steelers, I got the Bears, I got the Packers. The Jets aren't
You don't have the Golden Boy? Don't you want the Golden Boy, don't you?
No,
Yes, you
because
do.
if I get the Jets, I will kiss Rex Ryan's feet, and I know he will like it. Look, who's got my ratings? How about Stern? You know, do you have my ratings?
Yes, Stern's got LeBron.
How do my ratings taste? No, you don't have this at all. Tagliabue never had these ratings. It's great to be me right now. It's great.
Roselle had it too.
You know, if the Steelers make it just for grins, I'm going to fine Roethlisberger.
You're a regular riot. Regular riot, Ralph.
I think so. Ralphie boy.
Who am I?
You're Jay Cutler.
Oh, good.
People are painting you as an unlikable guy. Does that matter?
Look, it's just one guy who painted me that way, your boy Rick Riley. So let's not get carried away, okay? Absolutely not. The only thing that matters is if I throw touchdown passes. Did I throw it to the other guy in the other game, Tony?
No,
huh?
not
your
this
boy
game.
Wilbon's always complaining. Look,
Wilbon thinks you're arrogant.
well, you know, what great quarterback hasn't been arrogant, huh?
Wilbon thinks that you were going to go 6-10
Why? Because I didn't want to play
year.
for Josh McDaniels? Seems that turned out pretty well, didn't it?
Wilbon's angry that you said your arm is better than Elway's.
It is.
It is better than
Of course,
Elway's.
see those two touchdown passes I threw in the snow out there? Look, people are getting mad in the media, these poorly dressed slobs in Chicago, just because I look great all the time. What's the problem there? And in terms of being cranky and crabby, you're cranky and crabby.
That's
Does
why I
Will
like
Vaughn
you.
complain about that?
That's why I like
Come on,
you.
we're going to the Super Bowl. Shut up. Who are you? You're the Golden Boy.
I am.
You're on the magazine covers all the time, Golden Boy.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about this shot of you on the cover of Sports Illustrated?
I got to be honest. I really don't like it. You know, I don't look good. You can't even see my hair.
You're
Most
laid
of the
out,
time,
big boy.
Most of the time when people
Stretched
come
out.
to take photos of me, they bring makeup, they bring lights. I get to take my shirt off. I get to maybe pick up a goat. You know, this didn't happen. I want to say to Roger Goodell, this is bad for the league when a star player like me is shown in this capacity. Kevin Cobb, fine, but not me. Look, I am perfect. I am the Golden Boy. I ask you this. You didn't see Giselle leaving me for Jimmy Clausen, did you?
Could
so
happen.
the league has to protect me
Watch
a little
out.
bit more.
Cutler's
than this.
single.
Where's my hair?
Did Uggs
Look
take
at
away
my
their
hair.
contract? I mean, you're getting stretched out. You look bad. Uggs should just go to somebody else.
Uggs gave me boots, and I put the little goat in
Maybe
those boots.
Uggs
It
will
was
go
great.
to Cutler, too.
Oh, I doubt that.
Come on, Chicago, bigger
He's
market.
got a ways
More
to
famous
go.
team. Watch out now.
You're Tiger Woods.
Good.
You're returning to the tour next week. What should we expect from you this year?
What should you expect?
Yeah, Perkins
Do you know where I'm
pancakes?
playing? You know where I'm playing this first tournament?
Hawaii?
Torrey Pines.
Oh.
Do you know the last person to win at Torrey Pines other than me might have been Jack Nicklaus, okay?
I was going to say U.S. Grant.
Here's what you can expect.
Yeah.
I'm at the range every day.
Yeah.
I'm at the range, Tony. I wasn't at the range last year. I'm working on my game.
At the pancake house.
You know what it means?
Hey, let me ask you a
I
question.
can go to the pancake house now legitimately after I leave the
Let
range.
me ask you about a tweet. You used the word hoo-wah.
Hoo-wah.
What does that mean
It means I'm
exactly?
excited.
Really?
It means I've been at the range.
Al Pacino used that word
You know
in
what
Scent of a
happens
Woman.
when I'm locked in?
Scent of a Woman.
It means at least 2 majors. It means Torrey Pines going to
Really?
fall. It means whatever
Tiger.
they're playing in Chicago is going to fall.
Really?
All right. It means Augusta's
Tiger.
mine.
Tiger
That's what
Woo.
it means. Tiger Woo, baby.
Enough role play. Time for a break, but on the way, does Lovie Smith deserve an extension? Brian Urlacher thinks so.
And the Heat can officially kiss 70 wins goodbye.
So you're-
Levitard, where's my wine?
So you're okay with Cutler now?
Yeah.
You like Cutler now?
Sure.
I told you would like Cutler. You told
He's
me
my
no.
quarterback.
Really?
He's
Okay.
my
I'm Jay Harris. After PTI on SportsCenter, Big Ben's big admission, what he said about facing the Jets defense. One-on-one with Vince Young, what the former Titans QB says he will do now. And Kobe versus Blake Griffin, which is the better Hollywood show. PTI debates.
Interruption is presented by Captain Morgan Original Spiced Rum. Party responsibly. Captain's Orders.
Happy time, people. Happy 37th birthday, Frank Caliendo. I think he's funny. I particularly like his impressions of John Madden, Ted Knight, Al Pacino, and Donald Trump. Wilbon, he's younger than I thought. I wish he would do impressions of us.
We're not famous enough. His Barkley impersonation is pretty good. By the way, happy 49th to Jeff Van Gundy. He's nearing that big number.
What,
Jeff looks younger
70?
than that. No.
Happy anniversary, Rod Marinelli. On this day 6 years ago, you were introduced by Matt Millen as the new Detroit Lions head coach. Neither you nor Millen are still with the Lions. You told people the Lions would get low. They got too low. Now, though, you're the defensive coordinator for the Chicago Bears, one game away from the Super Bowl.
It's amazing how you can leave a head coaching job and still have an impact and make that big a contribution to a team, and he has as the Bears defensive coordinator.
Happy trails to 70 wins for the Heat. The Heat lost their 13th game of the season last night, meaning their shot at 70 wins is now officially over. Wilbon, you took the under on 70, while Levitard stupidly took the over. What prizes have you won?
The most expensive bottle of wine at Prime 112 on Miami Beach. So, Miles, get a table right up in front, lots of glasses, just one check for Danny.
Trying to find out where we messed up reality.
You guys were clean. More bad news for the Blazers. Marcus Camby, surgery on his knee. The fifth Blazer to have at least one knee operated on this season. He's out for about 4 to 5 weeks.
Can I ask you a question? Whose fantasy team is he on?
That would be me. The Hurt Lockers strike again. Camby, Kamen, Yao Ming, Greg Oden, Brandon Roy. Keeps on coming.
Why do you pick all those guys? We're running out of show. Let's go to the big finish.
Let's do it.
Brian Urlacher publicly lobbying for Lovie Smith to get a contract extension. Too soon?
Urlacher loves Lovie, always have. He might want to wait one more game, just one more as incentive. All 5 suspended Ohio State football players officially returning to Columbus next year. Does that surprise you?
Yes, it does. Jim Tressel has more clout than I thought he had. The Tigers designated pitcher Armando Galarraga for assignment and intend to trade him. Your thoughts?
Since that bad call robbed him of a perfect game, things have sort of been backsliding ever since, sadly. The Rams have hired Josh McDaniels as their new OC. Good move.
He made Kyle Orton into a very good quarterback, and he worked with Tom Brady in New England. Good move. Last one, Roger Federer needed 5 sets to win his second-round match at the Aussie Open. Cause for concern?
Federer can still win, but he doesn't dominate and just blitz the field like he used to.
We're out of time. We'll try and do better the next time. I'm Tony Kornheiser.
I'm Mike Wilbon. Same time tomorrow, Knuckleheads. But first, check out the PTI podcast on iTunes. Let's go to headquarters.
Good night, Canada.
PTI.
The Jets defense beat the 2 best quarterbacks in the game at their place. I don't know how I'm going to do it.
This is SportsCenter.
Downplaying, nice. 4 days before the showdown in Pittsburgh, Rex Ryan sizes up his QB, while one Jet gives his take on the Sanchez swagger and Big Ben's big admission why he sounds concerned about the Steelers grabbing the win. The Bears have had enough. What Chicago says it's sick of hearing about, and insider friendship put on hold this Sunday. Plus, getting ready for the battle at Soldier Field, Green Bay exposed to a very cold truth.
Getting a new chance to play with someone else, to be a starting quarterback. That's what I'm focused on right now.
One-on-one with Vince Young, the former Titans QB, takes us inside his failed relationship with Jeff Fisher. And who gets Cam Newton? Mel Kiper reveals his first mock NFL draft. Let the debate begin on SportsCenter right now.
This is going to be one heck of a game to watch.
But once we got in, we was going to be dangerous. And right now, we're a dangerous group.
SportsCenter is here. Brian Kenny alongside Jay Harris. Tiger ready to launch his season. Is there a correct way to quit in sports? We have a possible example coming up in the Australian Open, and we have developing news just coming in seconds ago regarding Carmelo Anthony.
Whoa. All right, we'll get to that. But first, the countdown to the NFL's Final Four championship weekend. The Packers' road to the Super Bowl has featured 2 straight road wins. One more win on the road will put the Packers in the Super Bowl for the first time since the 1997 season. Bears looking for their 4th straight playoff win at Soldier Field. 3-game win streak comes on the heels of losing 3 straight playoff home games from 1991 to 2005. The Jets will be in their 10th consecutive road game in the postseason. They have won 4 of 5 road games in the playoffs over the last 2 years, and this is the 15th AFC Championship appearance for Pittsburgh, most in league history. The Steelers are 7-7, but have won the last 2. 2 reports, beginning with Bob Holtzman in the Steel City.
First, the Jets went to Indianapolis and beat 4-time MVP Peyton Manning. Then they outplayed 3-time Super Bowl champion Tom Brady in Foxborough. Now they're headed to Pittsburgh, where two-time Super Bowl winner Ben Roethlisberger would like you to believe he's in way over his head.
If the Jets defense beat the two best quarterbacks in the game at their place, I don't know how I'm going to do it. I mean, they're good.
I think the difference between Ben and the other guys is Ben can escape some of those blitzes, and it puts their corners and their secondary in a lot of puts them in a bind because they have to cover as long, and Ben tends to make plays when he's outside the pockets.
Roethlisberger's self-deprecating approach this week doesn't change the facts. The last 5 times he's faced a Rex Ryan coach defense, Roethlisberger is 4-1.
It's a lot of confusion. That's, I think, one of the things they probably pride themselves in. You know, and it starts with Coach Ryan. I mean, he's a mastermind at what he does, and that's why it's extra study, it's extra walkthroughs, it's as much as you can do.
Roethlisberger's one recent loss to Ryan came just last month here in Pittsburgh, when the Jets sacked Roethlisberger 3 times and allowed him to complete just 52% of his passes, which was a season low. With the Steelers, I'm Bob Holtzman. Now for a report on the Jets, here's Sal Palantonio.
Mark Sanchez is growing into this job, being in the spotlight, embracing the bright lights in the big city, coming up big in the biggest moments.
A lot of times a guy can think he's a good competitor, but when you get on the biggest stage, not so much. Mark's just the opposite. He's such a huge competitor, but the bigger the stage, the more he wants to play.
It just seems natural here. You know, you're the quarterback of a multi-million-dollar franchise, and you're the face, you're the guy, and you need to wear it and own it and be it at all times.
Now all Sanchez has to do is finish the job, get to the Super Bowl, find his way into Joe Namath's neighborhood.
He wants to be perfect every time, and I think it's our duty as receivers to let him know that mistakes are going to happen, you know, during the course of the game, but we need you to keep it cool because we're going to ride with you no matter what.
You know, you got to trust yourself, and when all else fails, get back to basics. Go with what you know. Trust your instincts.
Last year about this time, Mark Sanchez was often playing frenetic, too fast. This year, his teammates say he's calm and confident. As wide receiver Braylon Edwards told me, for Mark, his swagger is speaking for him. With the Jets, Sal Palantonio, ESPN.
Thank you, Sal. Mark Sanchez has won 4 road postseason games already in his career, tied for the most all time. The others still won 4. Joe Flacco, Jake Delhomme, Roger Staubach, Lynn Dawson. Sanchez going for number 5 Sunday in Pittsburgh. The Jets praising the Steelers. Should fans worry? All you need to know about the conference championship matchup, plus a SportsCenter just for you. That is now on ESPNNewYork.com. Just ahead, one-on-one with Vince Young. The former Titans QB talks about his relationship with head coach Jeff Fisher. What he says went wrong. That's ahead on SportsCenter.
Australian Open now. Did you know Gilles Simon is 2-0 against Roger Federer?
I did not know that.
Who knew? First set, Australian Open, Federer in the near court, after saying hello there, coming to the net, and actually taking the advantage. Again, they've only met twice, but Simon has won both. Federer puts that away, and he wins the first set 6-2. So, okay, trying to reverse things now that it's really meaningful. They haven't met since 2008. Set point for Federer. And Federer, beautiful shot, cross-court winner. 6-2, 6-3, wins the first 2. He has never lost up 2-zip in a major. 165-0 all time. What could possibly go wrong?
Sounds like a setup.
Oh, no. Lost the 3rd set. Lost the 4th set. We're going to the 5th set. Federer here with Simon on serve. Make that. Yeah, he got there. Federer wins the break. He's up 4-2 in the 5th. But later in the 5th set, triple match point for Roger Federer. You figure he's got it, right? No. Simon puts that away. 15-40. Then Simon coming in. Classic. That takes chutzpah when you're on match point. Again. No, that's wide. Advantage Simon. Suddenly he's fighting off 4 match points. Then Federer unable to return. That puts it through.